Hey all, it's Natasha. Yeah, no, I've been MIA, but first of all, happy 4th of July to those of you who live in America. 250 years. I don't feel that old, but I guess we're that old now. Alright, let's do this. I have not made a new video in weeks, and I kept thinking about it, but for once, I have really legitimate excuses, I think. One is that at the end of last month, I suddenly developed a short-term physical disability that has been causing me a lot of pain off and on. Now, don't worry, it's nothing life-threatening, and I should be getting treatment for it starting next week. Hopefully, we'll be doing better in a month or two. Already doing a little bit better with more rest, so. But yes, that slowed me down a little bit. With that. And then immediately after that, I had some issues at work, which I can't go into, but to make a long story short, I have been wrongfully terminated for reporting said issues. So I'm now jobless again. Without the ability to really apply for anything else right now, because the temporary disability, which I partly got because that job was overworking me. Probably didn't realize how much until the problem actually started, and then by then it was too late to reverse it quickly. So yeah, on the good side, I did finally graduate with my AA degree as well last month. So yay, in language arts, which is a useless major, but it was a lot of fun. And I can't really speak any other languages that well, but at least I can speak a couple, which for an American is not too bad. So. Yay, got something to show for it. Was able to go to the graduation ceremony, so that was a big deal. First college graduate actually in my direct immediate family. Neither my parents nor my grandparents were college graduates that I know of. My step-grandmother might have been, but at least blood relatives, no. Not on this side of the family. So yeah, I'm now college grad. At least 2-year college grad. For any of you who are new to me and the format, I thought this might be a good chance to just reintroduce myself a little bit. If you don't know who I am or who you're listening to right now, I go by Natasha Queen on this channel. I try to focus on language and kind of developing other talents, which is what led me to the current job I was working, as well as going back to doing childcare and stuff, because my other main focus is education. As far as education goes, if you have not seen my videos about it, although actually the first one I did in this format I think was about this, I was also homeschooled. Not weird homeschooled, at least I didn't think it was weird. I was homeschooled, Protestant Christian, very involved in church growing up, still very involved in church even now. And went to a homeschool co-op then when I was a teenager with Mormons, which did help prepare me for college. So yeah, a lot of actually very multicultural experience. I also went to a primarily Nigerian church for several years, and then I went to white churches, primarily white churches, up till 11, and then churches that were primarily Hispanic after that. One even had a Spanish service. Despite honestly, people assume that my experience is traditional middle class, like white American. But that's very, very different from what it was actually like for me growing up. Some of the cliches I experienced, but just like the stereotypes, they just didn't seem to apply to my family. And that's probably because both my parents spent a lot of time doing missionary work before they had kids, so they were already exposed to a lot of different cultures. They got to be outside America for long periods of time, and I think they just kind of also grew a little bit apart from the cultures that they grew up surrounded by because of that. My dad would tell stories about how his mom was kind of racist, but he had so much experience outside that it didn't really pass on to him. So And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really get too much into that. I really don't know that much about actually like how my grandparents viewed that kind of thing. I just know they were kind of more of a product of their time. But my parents raised us very differently than that. And again, a lot of experience to other cultures, which doesn't really have a whole lot to do with my main subject matter that I talk about on this channel, but it has made me realize that I'm different from what people's idea of sheltered, boxed in homeschooling Christian like kids are like. Because I just kind of firsthand saw like so many things that a lot of people just don't see, and I've been able to connect with people like over that in unexpected ways, and I've also kind of been judged a little bit by some people, because I just don't fit the mold, you know. Never really have, probably never will. I'm realizing now that I'm 27, it's probably never going to change. You know, like a lot of homeschoolers, I was not very big on pop culture growing up. I'm a lot more aware of it now. I just struggled to care about it, which is why I don't usually talk about that on my channel, except that I do love movies, which might be the one homeschooling, like, cliche I don't embrace, which is completely avoiding all secular, like, media. A lot of us them do. I'm just not one of them. I watch shows that honestly a lot of homeschoolers would probably judge me for watching just because I find them kind of funny, interesting, or just good background noise. Like an example would be The Big Bang Theory. I'm not saying it's a good show. I'm not saying I deserve points for watching it. If anything, I probably don't. But being kind of into nerdy stuff, I guess getting the jokes maybe was the appeal for me, even though they're not always that funny. And yeah, I mean, I still think it beats a lot of other sitcoms that are just like way, way, way worse. But mostly it's just good. I can block it out background noise since I like to have background stuff on when I work on other stuff. So I'm like, I don't really care if I miss anything in something that's like stupid. You know, like if it's actually interesting, then I'm gonna like feel bad if I get distracted. Moving on from my taste in TV shows. By the way, that's not even my favorite TV show. One of my favorites is actually Parks and Recreation, which surprises also some of my friends who grew up more secular. I think it's charming. What can I say? Especially I love Ron Swanson's character, you know, and Andy and April, and Ben, and I'm like, and Dot. I'm like, I mean, like, what's not to like about the show? There's a couple things not to like. I'll be real, but it's still very fun. Us, you know, good-natured show, and it's definitely way better again than a lot of other sitcoms. Obviously was a big reader as a homeschooler, and that's I made a whole video about like how to read like a homeschooler. You should check that out if you're looking to get into more books. And then of course I have 4 cats. Only one of them's technically mine, but my family has 4 cats. More of a cat person than a dog person. Have had dogs. They're okay. Prefer cats mostly. I honestly just occasionally prefer whatever animal I actually have right now. We used to raise chickens. We had fish before that. I love raising chickens. I would love to be able to do it again sometime if I ever get the chance. Can't do it in the city I live in now, but maybe someday. And I like birds. I like pretty much all animals, as long as they don't bite me. Anything else about me? Well, other than I have been overseas like once that I can remember. I was overseas before that, but I was too little to remember it. I went to Cambodia. It was a super cool experience. Won't tell the whole story here. Maybe some other time. But I've been to Navajo as well. Mission trip. Those are only 2 mission trips I've ever gone on. I've done some other traveling around America though. I've made it as far as Michigan. Yeah, so that's a little bit about me. So yeah, if you actually watched this, thanks for checking this out. This new format is still taking a bit of getting used to for me. I have to thank my artist, Jelena Gardner, for making all these like new expressions. Some of which are in my new intro, some of which are she's actually sent me more since I made that. So I kind of feel like a little bit like I'm copying Sander sides, but I guess that's all about me for now. I will see you guys in the next video. I know this wasn't really a huge topic one, but I just thought I should reintroduce myself to anybody who was new after the change in format, and I should also explain where I have been. I'm going to try to start posting more often again. By the way, I may link this in the description, but I also do write stories on Wattpad under the name Natasha Queen. One of them actually just won a contest, the Open Novella Contest 2026. It's called The House of Doors. So if you guys like fantasy mystery stories set in the modern world, please go check that out. Or just check out the contest, because I'm sure there was a lot of very interesting submissions based on the prompts they give us to work with. And happy for everybody. It seemed like everybody who entered it was just having a really great time doing it. It was very supportive of everybody else, and so yeah, I liked that. I will see you guys in the next video.